I'm back to my 2 times a week schedule, so new videos will be uploaded only over the weekend, most probably on Sunday night and on Wednesday nights, not 3 times a week as I've been doing over the holiday season. That will finish me off if I do that for much longer. So, beauty trends that we want to see in 2021. 2020 was a train wreck, not just, for the whole of the world in every way, but also particularly in the beauty industry, beauty community, beauty world as well. We have seen a lot of drama, we've seen a lot of nonsensical pricing, £235 for 30 mils of sodium hyaluronate. We've seen brands creating a lot of drama and buzz to stay in the news or to stay relevant or whatever the purpose is. We've seen advent calendars that come with complete tat, including jade rollers, very samey and repetitive products, very tiny sleep sprays and things like that. 2 mil, 3 mil samples, quite a bit of those in £250 advent calendars. So, and a lot of the launches were quite uninspiring. We've even seen an eyeshadow that looks like a petri dish. Overall, it's been that kind of year. And let's talk about what we want to see from brands in 2021. I'll tell you mine, and then you can tell me yours in the comments below. Hopefully, we'll both manage to keep it pleasant. The first thing I'd like to see from brands is more sustainability. I feel that all brands should have a proper recycling program. Bring in or send or drop off 5 empty bottles from whatever, and you get, 10% off something. If it's 5 products from that brand, then you get the product of your choice from, a pool of products. So I feel that some kind of method by which they collect their own empties and have a recycling program at their end, that would help reduce wastage at our end. And, there's a bit of an incentive for us to take it back to that brand itself. If you offer a 5% discount or anything, brands are not going to lose anything if they offer a 5% discount. The margins in the beauty industry are massive. So, this would make us feel, that this brand is being very responsible about the environment, and we'll buy more from the brand, This is very important, and not many brands do this. Ren does this, a couple of others do this, some retailers do this as well. But I feel even online-only retailers, such as Cult Beauty, ought to have such a program in place, ship them in. Yeah, you can, I suppose, offer a shipping label if you want, but, otherwise I'll be happy to ship my pile of empties to them in return for, 10% off voucher or something. Doesn't matter. Yeah, 10 empties. I'd be happy to do so. So some kind of recycling program, sustainability drive must be in place for all these brands. Also, packaging. There's a lot of wastage of packaging while we're on the subject of sustainability. This has to stop. And, recycled cardboard being used, recycled material being used, and, not excessive sequins with every order. The brand that I'm talking about. Yes, sequins with every order that get all over the place and damage the environment. Sorry, the sun's playing games, it's over there. Some responsibility when it comes to packaging and as well as, a recycling program. The beauty industry is not the biggest culprit. Certain companies account for 75% of environmental pollution in the world. I love it, actually, when people blame the beauty industry and blame us for using our little cleanser, our little tub of cleanser, when actually 75% of environmental pollution comes from a very separate pool of companies who have taken no responsibility whatsoever. I'm not saying we should do nothing, we as in the whole beauty community should do nothing. I'm saying beauty brands ought to step up, beauty retailers ought to step up. As you says, we should step up. I'm trying to shift to glass packaging wherever possible, but my COSRX Good Morning Low pH cleanser remains a huge problem, comes in a squeezy tube. So while we shouldn't be guilted by what non-beauty people tell us about the environmental damage caused by the beauty industry, when 75% of pollution in the world is caused by others, we should also do our bit. Absolutely, yes. And brands should definitely step up. I'd love to see that happen. Right, the next thing I want to see is diversity and inclusiveness. And I'm not just talking about race and skin color, different models, but I'm also talking about a very important issue here. ageism in the beauty. How many of these youth products, youth renewal things are we seeing? With 19, there was a blog, I think it was, I've forgotten the name, I'm sorry. It was a person who worked for a very famous company, beauty group, who wrote it. And she called that company L apostrophe Lucifer, because apparently that's what they did. So she talked about going on photo shoots, yeah? So there's this massive anti-aging cream that the brand is launching and they're going to promote. And the model that turns up is 16 years old with amazing skin. And she's going to stand in as, yeah, this is what happens if you use this cream. She's literally 16 years old. Yeah, I enjoyed reading that blog. I don't think she posts anymore for some reason. She hasn't posted a lot. This was back when I had a blog, you know, that was when I used to read hers. Because not many people who work in the beauty industry are very forthcoming. You know, they do tell you a lot of things, but not, you know, blatantly call the brand Lucifer and, you know, tell the truth and shame the devil. That's it. So yes, race and the skin colors of the models used, extremely important. Colors that foundation shades that cater to every skin tone, extremely important. But also ageism. Most people are not talking about ageism. I like how certain brands are starting to use Helen Mirren and other people as the face of their products, you know, anti-aging products. Very nice. Because we want to see what happens to Helen Mirren's skin when she uses that, and what makes Helen Mirren look the way she does when she's at that age. Not some 16-year-old promoting a youth renewal cream. She's literally not even in her youth yet. She's a kid, not even a major, not even an adult. So less ageism there. And yes, as I said, definitely foundation shades that cover every skin tone. Not just foundation shades. Blush, bronzer. How many very pale bronzers have we seen? How many very pale blushes that suit only certain kinds of skin tones have we seen? So more inclusivity in every way that matters. Now this is one area where K-beauty fails with good reason in a way, because I mean, obviously this is Korea. They're coming from South Korea, and they have two shades in their cushions, backs, foundations, bases. 21 and 23, yeah, pale and paler, I call them. But you know, that's kind of understandable, because that's, I suppose, those are the two predominant skin tones in their part of the world. The problem is that when they decide to sell outside of Korea to an international audience, when they decide to come on to other platforms such as Cult Beauty, Look Fantastic, Beauty Bay and so on, when they sell on international retailers, when they enter Sephora, it should be mandatory, I think, for them to cater to every skin tone that enters Sephora. That every customer who enters Sephora, not just shades 21 and 23. So yes, diversity and inclusiveness in every possible way. That's the second thing. The third thing, some value for our money. As I told you at the beginning of this video, we're seeing £235 hyaluronate, sodium hyaluronate, for 30 mils of it, yeah? We're seeing, I mean, so much greed, you know. The thing is, there are already massive margins in the beauty industry. Massive margins, people. No one is, you know, it's not as though they're running at a huge loss just because they put something on a 10% discount. And, you know, we're happy for them to have those margins, because you know, beauty makes us feel happy. That is why we buy beauty. We're addicted to it. And yeah, I'm alright with those margins if those products make me happy. But then, you know, there is a difference between making a good margin and absolute shameless greed. And £235 for 30 mils of sodium hyaluronate is absolute unadulterated greed. And then that same brand, you know, they resort to all these tactics to make you buy more and more. For instance, there was a recent article in Leading Magazine wherein the person behind the brand that has the £235 sodium hyaluronate, those that don't know what it is, ask me on Instagram DM or something, I'll be happy to tell you. Or watch the vast majority of last year's Advent calendar previews. I've mentioned this brand. Anyway, this brand, the person behind this brand feels that you should buy all products from the same range, from the same brand in your routine, for your skin to respond properly. Apparently, your skin doesn't like it when you use Alpha Rage and then Dr. Dennis Gross and then go into K-Beauty, the face shop, and then off the top of my head, Kate Somerville, and finally end with Misha. in your routine. Apparently your skin doesn't like it because your skin is very, very aware of what brand has which product, and your skin doesn't like it. So you should go out and buy every product from this particular brand alone, so that your skin knows, believe me, your skin knows that all these products are from the same brand, and it will respond ever so well, and you will look 16 years old forever and ever. Amen. See, this is where the greed and the tactics, the money grabbing tactics come in, and this is why I have a problem with certain brands. I mean, the products of this that I've tried aren't too bad. I just have a problem with the pricing and the tactics that they use to make you. This is just nonsense, you know. They're just telling you a pile of bollocks and saying that your skin responds better when everything is from the same brand. Your skin doesn't even know. Right, unpleasantness out of the way for now. The next thing I'd like to see is more excitement and more innovation. Less sameness. I mean, you know better than I do that in the case of eyeshadow palettes in particular, there is so much sameness, so much less excitement. And, you know, it's all warm neutral for a while now. I feel that brands should experiment a bit more, you know, with a formula, with more, you know, I like how both Pat McGrath and Natasha Denona have been introducing more multi-chrome and duochrome shades into their mainstream eyeshadow palettes. All brands should start doing that. Play a bit with texture, you know, different kinds of textures, foils and galactical shimmers and so on. So I'd love to see more, you know, not just in the case of eyeshadow palettes, but in, you know, beauty in general. More innovation, more excitement, definitely needed. Otherwise, we're all just going to be bored mindless. The next thing, use of decent ingredients without the scaremongering that goes on. I'm not saying go for clean beauty, which I find to be a bit. I mean, our whole body is full of chemicals. Blood is a chemical, air is a chemical, water is a chemical, oxygen is a chemical. Everything's chemicals. I'm not into scaremongering, but, you know, I feel that all these mix of random essential oils in a gel base or a creamy base or an emollient base doesn't necessarily make for a great face cream. I'd like to see more proper, active, science-driven ingredients used in particularly in our skincare. More research-driven, proven ingredients. You know, hyaluronic acid, obviously, different molecular weights so as to penetrate at different levels. Different kinds of vitamin C, the anhydrous version and the one that does oxidize because it's got water in it. Retinols, peptides, niacinamide, ceramides with cholesterol to repair our skin barrier. So science-driven ingredients instead of, you know, random things mixed together and called grandiose youth renewal miracle cream. The next thing I would like to see in 2021 and beyond is more dignity and less drama on everybody's part, on the part of brands, on the part of retailers, on the part of beauty content creators. I'm not saying influencers, I'm saying content creators, on the part of everybody, on the part of consumers. Yes, if by all means, if you have I'm just coming to just causes in a minute, but, you know, there's so much of it. Yeah, there are brands that create drama on purpose in order to get the publicity, because apparently there's no such thing as bad publicity. And then the influencer, the content creator community, my God, the drama there is insane. I've had to stop watching a lot of channels just to, you know, you want to get away from it all, you know, breathing space. It's stressing you out to see all these grown-ass people have a go at each other for no real rhyme or reason. And, you know, I feel that consumers have a role to play in this as well. Less trolling for the sake of trolling. In the last week of 2020, I got massively trolled for my video on best and worst products of in advent calendars. I didn't like a particular product that came in the YesStyle advent calendar. I didn't like the name. I didn't like the product. I thought the concept was gimmicky. I have used these products before. I find them gimmicky. Somebody took offense, accused me of race baiting, which is apparently deliberately encouraging racial hatred among people. A massively bad accusation to make, that person. They finally ended up deleting all their comments after insulting me thoroughly, and then gaslighting me and accusing me of seeing insults where there weren't any. They called me absurd, they called me ignorant, they called me a trip, They called me race baiting, and then they accused me of race baiting, and then they said I was seeing insults where there weren't any, and it was a pattern with me, gaslighting as well. So yeah, I'd like to see less trolling in 2021. People are having a bad year. This is not the time for random people to take their issues on the bloody internet and constitute themselves into keyboard warriors and stress other people more and more. I dare say they'll get some kind of kick out of it and makes them feel better about themselves. That goes not just for the trolls, but also for those who are creating drama for the sake of it in the beauty community. That also goes for brands who are creating drama for the sake of publicity, to stay relevant, to stay in the public eye. These people need help, all of them. And they just need to tone down. It's just making them look bad. Now let's talk about just causes. I really think we need to see top-notch customer care in 2021. Last year, there were certain retailers, certain brands as well, whose customer service was a complete and utter wreck. We're talking about advent calendars arriving in the middle of December, you know, more than halfway into Advent. No apology, no compensation, no, yeah, here's a goodwill gesture, you know, a little discount, or, you know, a nice 20 quid voucher, buy what you like from us. Nothing, just, you know, yeah, it's arriving, yeah, it's there, postman's fault, postman's fault, your postman had gone to, I don't know, brush his teeth or something, and therefore delivery was delayed. No, you know, taking responsibility or owning what happened, just, you know, passing on the blame to other people. We've seen some horrible customer care. We've seen random order cancellations for no rhyme or reason. We've seen websites go down, knowing fully well that there's going to be traffic on a particular day. People who haven't, retailers who haven't upgraded their servers and instead say, you know, oh yeah, our website's down, sorry, everything's sold out. So yeah, shite customer care needs to end, and needs to end now. We want to see top-notch customer care. Otherwise, you know, we're going to take our money elsewhere. That's going to happen. It's bad for brands, bad for the retailers. They need to improve their customer care if they want to keep our money. Most importantly, I'd like to see some social responsibility. There is a major pandemic going on. This is not the time for launching all sorts of things and holding massive events and parties with no social distancing, launches with around 100 people gathering, 50, it doesn't matter. And there's a new strain around, it's more virulent than ever. I'm afraid that 2 people that I know have already passed away of COVID, and I really don't want that number to increase. Brands and retailers need to be more responsible at this time, and possibly also appreciate that as a result, the whole planet is in recession, and a lot of us are struggling, and this isn't the time for them to pimp their massive 300 quid face cream on us. It is, on the contrary, you know, the time for a bit of a discount offer or something. It does push sales for them. They're not losing anything. They do make margins, but, you know, it's a bit of, yeah, oh good, they understand that there's a pandemic and they're trying to, you know, save us some money. Good, I'll shop now. You know, that would be the response. And it's not just at the time of this pandemic. Going forward as well, brands need to be more socially responsible. Put their finger on the pulse of the time and act accordingly. Instead of flying hundreds of people to San Moritz or, you know, Mallorca. No, I didn't think it was Mexico. Now, I can't remember where all those influencer parties were held. But anyway, brands are flying people to all these places, you know, during a pandemic. No, not a good idea, that. So yeah, social responsibility, not just during the time of this pandemic, but also in future. So those are the 8 trends, changes that I would like to see in the beauty industry as a whole, from brands, from retailers, from content creators, from consumers, from everybody. What are the trends or the changes that you would like to see? Do tell me all of that in the comments below. Let us keep it pleasant and agree to disagree if we don't have an opinion in common. Life is too short, and the last few months have been so horrible for us to make things unpleasant, yeah? So that's all from me for today. Thank you for watching this video. Please do give me a thumbs up. Please do hit the subscribe button. Please do ring the notifications bell, and I'll speak to you soon.